Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Titan Season 1, Episode 4, Doom Patrol. So this was a very unique episode. It was a backdoor pilot for the Doom Patrol show. I had no idea at that time. I remember when I saw this episode, I particularly didn't like it because I really was unfamiliar with the Doom Patrol. I had only seen them in the Teen Titans cartoon series. And so I was very unaware of who they were, and I remember this episode as being so off, like everything. Like it just felt so different. And one thing I did appreciate though, there was no blue tint. However, I remember when people was reviewing this, they kept saying it was the best episode of the entire season. I'm like, why do they keep saying that for? Even though now I have a better appreciation of it, I still don't think it's the best episode of the season, but I still think it was a pretty cool episode. Because now I like Doom Patrol, the TV show, even though this Doom Patrol is a completely different one than the TV show. This deals with a parallel dimension. Because the one that's on the actual Doom Patrol show is from the parallel dimension and stuff. So, this episode takes place exactly where the last episode took off, where Rachel blew up the monastery and she's running in the woods and she encounters like a wounded deer and she uses her powers to heal them. She has no idea how she did that, but she did it. And then she comes across like um Gar, Beast Boy. And so she remembers him from the arcade. And so like we didn't get much to see of him, so we get to see a little bit more of him in this episode. And so they come across these two like hunters and everything. I guess they want to like kill like the rest of that deer, and she says no. And then so next thing you know, Gar turns into a tiger. It scares the bejesus out of the hunters to where one shoots like the other one by mistake. I'm not sure if she uses her demonic powers on them, but pretty much they're like scared. Maybe she uses her powers on them. I'm not sure. So after that, they take off, and Gar takes her back to the mansion where he sneaks her in. And basically, he has a bunch of stuff that like he steals and everything. At least I think he steals it. That's the kind of the thing I assume. Maybe he pays for it, but I really think he probably like steals it and stuff. So he has like tons of stuff in his room, kind of like how Quicksilver did in the X-Men movie. And so he hides Rachel and everything. But in comes Robot Man, Cliff. And so when it comes to this version of the Doom Patrol, like I said before, it's played by the same people from the Doom Patrol show, except for the Chief. But the stunt actors inside are completely different, and they have slightly different looks to them. This Cliff is dressed the same way he does in the Doom Patrol show. Only difference is his face is slightly different. And he's more grumpier like he is in the comics and cartoons in this version than he is in the Doom Patrol show, where he constantly says like the F word like over and over, and it's just like a huge comedic relief. See, the thing about the Doom Patrol in this show is they're more serious to a point than what they are in their show. In their show, they're more goofy and sillier and zany and stuff. And so he wants to know who Gar is talking to in the room. He's all like, nobody, but he knows somebody's there. So he finds Rachel, and he's pissed because the chief doesn't want people in the house. See, they're outsiders. They're what people would consider freaks of nature and stuff. So they don't like being seen by like the public and everything. So they hide from the rest of the world. But we see how Gar got to be a part of this. See, his family was in the Congo, and there was like this plague going around. Gar was dying. The chief comes in a hazmat suit and ejects him with something that turns his skin green at first, but it only turns his hair green. Why Beast Boy is not fully green? Probably a budget reason, which is really sad because Beast Boy is supposed to be fully green and fuzzy. But this one is just a regular dude with green hair, and he only turns into a tiger for the most part. And so, like, as they're there, what's his name? Oh, geez, I'm forgetting these people's names already. Mr. Negative Man, Larry, he's making breakfast, and it's still the same voice actor, but a different guy playing in the suit. And they have his bandages wrapped a completely different way, and he's dressed in his other comic book version than he is in that long trench coat. He's wearing the green shirt and the tie and stuff. And as he's cooking, he's dancing, he's juking, he's jiving, he's having a great time. Now we never get to see Larry's powers in this. Um, and he's just having a great time. He makes tons of food. And so as they're eating the food, man, you want it so bad because it looks so good. And Cliff, of course, he can't eat no more because he's a robot with a human brain. And he's constantly asking Rachel, like, how does it taste? Like, what does it feel like? Because he's desperate for that yearning of wanting to, like, have food and, like, and the sensations that come from it. And sadly, he is a tragic figure who can no longer experience that. And so, like, Rita is the last of the members who Rachel has not met yet. Gar wants Rita to meet Rachel because Rachel is special. He has a little bit of a crush on her, just like in the comics and stuff, and in the animated series. So all we see is a huge blob on a bed watching, like, on an old TV, watching old movies of Rita Fair. And so Rita, for the most part, is exactly how she is in the Doom Patrol show, but she's less quirkier in this. But for the most part, she is still the same exact way she is in there. Everybody else's version is slightly different. Now, in this Doom Patrol, there is no Cyborg and there is no Crazy Jane. But there is a chief played by a completely different actor than what it is in the Doom Patrol show. And this chief is more mean and stuff. And so, like, he comes in and he's not happy that Gar has brought somebody there. But he has brought somebody there. A metahuman. I forget her name, but she has the ability to make stuff cold, and her body is frozen. And so the team knows what they have to do. They have to prep the surgical lab and help this girl. But her powers are too great, and she's freezing everything in the room. So Rachel uses her powers to, like, quell the girl's mind. And so after that, we don't see her no more. And so, like, Niles, he is the chief. This version walks. He regained the ability of his legs instead of being in a wheelchair like the one from the other show. And so, like, one thing that's interesting is, like, he he he's upset, like I said, that Gar brought this girl back, but he's very intrigued by her powers and think he can use them and stuff. So let's get to some other characters right now. Let's get to Corey and let's get to Dick. So what have they been up to, you wonder? Well, you remember Dick and Hawk and Dove, they fought the nuclear family and lost. Dove is in the hospital in a coma. And so it turns out that Corey was actually spying on them the whole time. She's been in America. How she got from Austria to America in the blink of an eye, nobody knows. But she got there lightning quick and everything. And so she's trying to find Rachel because she thinks Rachel can, like, tell her about who she is, because for some reason she was sent to find Rachel for some reason. So she goes to Rachel's house and some cops are there. She gets into a scuffle with them and she leaves, which, now they have, like, a warrant out for her. They think she killed Rachel's mom and stuff. And so Dick is trying to find Rachel as well. The nuclear family, what is it? So I'm missing something. Okay, this is episode 4. Episode 3. At some point in time in episode 3, Corey and okay, in episode 3. Okay, yeah, so that's right. In episode 3, Corey and Rachel actually did find each other and stuff like that, and they interacted. Okay, I'm getting that part mixed up. My bad. I'm talking about what happened in episode 3. So Corey killed the nuclear father and burnt him to a crisp. She comes into contact with Dick. Corey says she don't know who she is and all this other stuff. And so now Corey and now Dick are looking for Rachel. My bad. I'm getting my episode. I forgot I skipped episode 3. And so, like, because I didn't talk about that. And so, yeah, so that's basically what happened. So Corey and Rachel, they bond a little bit, and the nuclear. So she goes into the convent, and then boom, she blows it up, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so all that stuff I said about Corey searching the house and all that happened in episode 3. So Corey and Dick, they're looking for Rachel. He uses his contacts as a cop to find out some information, and he goes to the hunter's house. And he wants to know, does he know anything about Rachel? For some reason, the hunter dude is pissy, mean. He doesn't want to talk to Dick. He doesn't want to talk to cops. Dick ain't having this crap. He busts open that dude's door. The dude pulls a rifle on him. Dick disarms him and whoops the crap out of him. Face is all messed up. Corey makes him stop because the man's little boy is in the room watching and everything. So this causes Dick to stop because he sees he's becoming the monster that he doesn't want to be, aka Batman. This is a nice reference to the New Adventures of Batman, where it was on the WB, the cartoon series, where Old Wounds was the episode, and we see flashbacks of Batman trying to find out where the Joker is, and he's he shut down this like henchman and beat the crap out of him. Robin made him stop because the man's son was in the room and watched the whole thing, which causes Batman to really not even stop. And then Robin says he's out of there, which causes Batman to stop. And Batman doesn't like him being defiant and everything. This is when their partnership came to like an end in that episode. Great episode. So this is a nice little nod to that. And so Corey asked him straight up, are you always like this? And blah, blah. And what was that back there? This Dick Grayson is nothing like the one we know from comics, animated series. This dude is ruthless and everything. And so, like, they get a lead, because for some reason he thought the hunter dude tried to, like, touch Rachel and stuff. And it's just like, this dude has, like, lost it in this version of Robin. So, back at the house, Niles has convinced Rachel that, hey, let me experiment on you so we can see how your powers work. He straps her to a table. She feels uncomfortable. But then as he's experimenting on her, her powers start to like kick up. And she tells Beast Boy she don't want to do this no more. And he tells Niles, like, look, man, we can't do this no more. And so Niles all like, you will not define me and everything. And so he shoots Guard with a tranquilizer. This causes Rachel to go buck wild with her powers. She frees herself. She uses her powers to grab Niles, and she throws him up against the wall, re-breaking his back. At this point in time, Corey and Dick have made it to the house, the mansion. Because the hunter dude told them the only place that's anywhere near here is that mansion that's abandoned. So they go there, they break in. And the Doom Patrol is ready to fight them and everything. I'm thinking to myself, awesome, we're going to get like the Titans versus the Doom Patrol. But it doesn't happen. They just try to scare them away, but it doesn't happen. And so Rachel and Guard comes out and they tell what the chief did and all this other stuff. And so they have decided that they're gonna let Rachel go, of course, because she don't live there. They're gonna let Guard go with them because they feel as though, since he's the only one who looks normal and everything, he should go with them and live his life as a teenager and stuff. It's kind of weird because this dude has nobody. They've been his only family, and they're all like, yeah, let's just get rid of you so you can go live with them. I mean, just because he left in the comics, but it wasn't like this was really no good. Like, that's what's always so weird about this episode. They just let him go, and they the one convinces him to go. And it's just kind of like, why? Because it's like there was really no build-up for him leaving and everything. It just happened only because that what happened in the comic books and stuff like that. And so it wasn't a good enough reason for me to see him leave them. But of course they have to because this is a Titan show. He's supposed to be with the Titans, and it just wasn't done very well. Like, it was written very like weak and stuff. So when Niles having his back broken, they're gonna attend to him, and it was just so weird how this dude went so evil and everything. Like, I never really understood that. Like, this episode is good. I just don't think it was like the best episode ever. Cause it never explains why the Doom Patrol just let Beast Boy go when he was perfectly happy living with them, and now they let him live with complete strangers and they have no idea what's going on. But now he got himself in a situation where he's with an alien, a vigilante, and a demon girl. He has no idea. He just ups and goes with them. And it's just so strange and everything. But all in all, this was a fun, nice little episode. That was a nice change of pace because the show is so dark and so gritty. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.